Previously, in Mahabharata, Duryodhana, humiliated after his release by the Pandavas, wished to end his life. Danava envoys promised him strength for future battles. The story now turns back to the Pandavas and Draupadi. In their hermitage, the Pandavas lived simply, collecting roots, fruits, and water for their meals. Draupadi tended to their needs, supported by Brahmanas and the sage priest Daumya, who guided them in ritual duties during their long exile. At that time, Jayadratha, king of Sindhu and husband of Dushala, was traveling with his retinue. His procession of soldiers, attendants, and chariots moved through the dense forest paths, bringing him by fate to the dwelling place of the exiled Pandavas. Not knowing the hermitage belonged to the Pandavas, Jayadratha approached, curious about who lived there. The sight of orderly huts and sacred fires suggested it was a place of discipline and devotion. With her husbands away in the forest, Draupadi stepped forward to welcome the visitor. Following Dharma, she offered him food, water, and kind words, as was the duty of a householder, even in exile. Struck by Draupadi's beauty and grace, Jayadratha forgot the bounds of courtesy. Instead of accepting her hospitality with respect, he began to address her with words of desire, ignoring her silence and disapproval. The Brahmanas and the priest Daumya rose in protest. They reminded Jayadratha that Draupadi was wife to the 5 Pandavas and warned him that seizing her would be an act against Dharma, bringing destruction upon himself. Casting aside every warning, Jayadratha ordered his men forward. Draupadi was seized and forced into his chariot as cries of protest filled the hermitage. The king of Sindhu turned away, determined to carry her off. Coming next, Jayadratha's entourage hastened out of the hermitage, the sound of chariot wheels breaking the forest stillness. Behind them, the Brahmanas and Daumya stood shaken, preparing to tell the Pandavas of the outrage. Soon, the brothers would return, and the chase to reclaim Draupadi would begin.